Wednesday, September 24th. We got a lot today because I'm going to go over TrendSpider just released a legendary trader's strategy that you can import into your system. Literally tells you when to buy. You can scan for stocks that they would enter, blah, blah, blah. We're going to go over September because what happened? Wake me up when September ends because it wasn't seasonal at all. Powell spoke yesterday and he pretty much pulled an Elon Musk saying everything's overvalued. So the markets turned back. We will go over why I just don't like Intel. I mean, we'll go over it. We will go over a stock that was up 10% yesterday. That was an obvious win based on a government buy that I posted in the newsletter last week. We will go over Chinese stocks, specifically BABA. We'll go over the earnings for Micron, an energy stock that is up 127% year to date. Is there more room to run? Because it's a strong buy in the quant. So we'll go over that one. A stock on the watch list. If you are a member of the TrendSpider in my affiliate group, it's on the energy watch list. It doubled overnight, doubled. And then the top Mag 7 play as I see it. So let's first go over some TrendSpider goodies because TrendSpider is having their fall sale. Okay. And their fall sale is a huge, huge savings, up to 45% off. Now you can get the standard $41 a month. You can get that. But if it's within your budget, I steer people up towards the advanced. Why? Because literally for $27 per training session. Okay, what other tool can you learn to use for $27 for a one-on-one Zoom session with a product expert able to answer any question that you may have? Okay, and you get one per week for the next year because it's 52. Maybe you want two per week for the next 26 weeks. But again, you get 52 training sessions per year. So you break that down and it's about $27 per training session. And that puts you in the advanced tier. So if you're afraid of learning stuff, let's just go over some stuff, okay? Because Mark Minervini, I think that's how you say it is. Minervini. Again, this is like Trump saying acetaminophen. If you haven't seen that clip, it's fantastic. But this is him on CNBC with Tyler in the midday. I was watching this live and Tyler asks him, Upstart, what does the company do? Now, Mark is a legendary trader, not an investor. He doesn't care what a company does. He is clearly a trader and he's clearly trading this and he's Upstart. What does it do? Mark is talking his own book. He's pumping Upstart about how great a stock it is, blah, blah, blah. It's up 1,000% in a year. Again, he's pumping it, clearly pumping it. Tyler says, what do they do? And Mark goes back and says, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear, because he doesn't know what they do. Legendary clip. I'll mix it in there. I'll throw it in the newsletter. Go and watch it. Now, if you want to know who this guy is, he is just a legend. Again, a legend, an absolute legend who took a small account to a large account. He has won multiple top trading awards. He's written multiple books. His trading career is just legendary. You could read his books. You could go out there and learn his system and try and put it into play. But this is exciting because TrendSpider gives you his strategy. Okay, here they are. There's the trend template, the VCP base breakout. This is from his book. This is his strategy. The trend template for the perfect score. Go and scan some stocks. There are 84 symbols in the S&P 500. You can scan them and set them up and then set your alerts. Set your alerts. And you can sit back and pretend you are Mark Minervini by just putting it into the TrendSpider system. Again, you saw that clip with him. If you like guys that have the power, venture capitalist vest with the collar popped, that's Mark. That's Mark. He's on there. See the power vest? He's got it on. The white shirt with the power vest. That's the guy you want to follow. So again, TrendSpider makes it easy. And if none of the charts that I post make any sense to you, none of them, and you want to get into more trading, into the not even trading, but investing, I use the 4-hour algorithm. I literally just go down my portfolio here, and I have all the support and the resistance laid out from previous highs, previous lows, pullbacks, all that. I don't use a lot of technical stuff, but it helps me identify exactly what it is. And if you don't know what you're looking at, go and use Sidekick. Ask it, what am I looking at on the screen? It'll tell you. It'll literally tell you. And if you have perplexity, you can use their AI instead of Sidekick. Again, this tool is super powerful, and it helps me manage my portfolio. And I don't put tools out there that I don't specifically use. You haven't heard me use any promotion for anything other than TrendSpider, Seeking Alpha, and Alpha Picks. And that's it. And by the way, they just had a hackathon, and they've got over 80 tools for you to use that were built by traders like me, by investors like me. So all of this is available for you. Go to Linktree, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. It's on your screen if you can't remember it. And the top link is TrendSpider. So again, the tool that I love is TrendSpider. I went this weekend without Seeking Alpha. I did panic a little bit. But if TrendSpider goes down, I'm not making a move. I literally don't think I could make a move without this tool. So get the Minervini strategy. Again, you can find the turtle strategy. Go and Google some of these that I brought up. And while the sale is going on, take advantage of it. Don't sign up for if you're uncertain, they have 2-week trials for less than you will pay for lunch today. You can try this tool for 2 weeks. And you can try it. See if you use it. Go ahead, use my link. When you find out how powerful the tool is, then go and sign up for an annual plan. And when you get the annual plan, I will send you my 4-hour algorithm. If you listen to this, you know how I love the 4-hour algorithm. All these tools, the Minervini tools, the turtle traders, things like that, I import them, but they're not part of my core system. And that's where the point happens, is if you feel comfortable with something, then go ahead and do it. So if you've got the tools that make you money today and you feel comfortable with it, go ahead. But understand, we are in a silly market. Okay? September wasn't seasonally bad. The S&P 500 higher in May, higher in June, higher in July, higher in August, higher in September. We will just go and look at a monthly candle. Okay, we're not going to look at 4 hours. We're not going to look at anything. We're going to look at a monthly candle. You haven't had a red candle since March. Even April, which had the crazy, the big board that came out. You remember it. It was windy. We can't have a small board. We got a big board in the Rose Garden. You were up in April 1%. So again, this is a crazy market. October gives some back historically, but Q4 is a median 5.8% up. So does that mean that we're absolutely going up? Does it mean everything's hunky-dory? No, but this bull market turns 36 months old in a couple of weeks. The reminder, the average bull market since World War II lasted 67 months. So we may only be halfway through this. You will have volatility. You can't go through a September that is historically weak and be up and not expect some volatility. It is all about making sure that you are comfortable with what you want. And I will tell you, is it too good to be true? This little clip from Josh Brown in the Compound is fantastic. It's fantastic. Is it too good to be true? He talks about 1990s, where Jim Cramer posted an article on thestreet.com about it being silly. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels silly. So understand, if you don't have tools and you don't have a process, if that pullback comes, expect it to hurt. So just know what you're dealing with. You're in a market that is news susceptible, because we saw Powell yesterday come out. He said, literally, he said, stocks are trading at a high value. No shit, Sherlock. I mean, did it take Powell to say that to the market and the market pull back? That's the psychology of this market. The psychology of this market is, ooh, somebody said something, I'm going to take it and I'm going to sell off. They seem fairly highly valued. He said it right here, fairly, duh. So you got to have a plan. Oliver here put in a plan. The stock market is fairly highly valued. Powell just said it. Uncertainty over inflation remains high. So what can you do? You have cash on hand, ready to buy on the pullback. Yes, it's a buy the dip market. He says hold on to existing positions that you think are fairly valued. Again, this is identifying what you have. I don't agree with him that SoFi, Melly, and Hims are the core of my portfolio, but they don't have to be. That's his portfolio. Realize we are in a highly valued market, but also realize we are in the midst of a technological revolution. It's an AI market. Nobody's experienced the kind of capex that NVIDIA and OpenAI and Oracle are even talking about. Zuck said it. It's less risky to spend $600 billion in capex than to sit out and play it safe. We could be in the middle of a multi-year bull market. You just saw it. Now, do you want to be diversified? Yeah. He's mentioning Baba. I'll mention Baba later. I've got gold plays. That's why I have Alpha Picks. Alpha Picks is diversified. It's data-driven stocks. And is this one going to get pulled back if the market pulls back? Absolutely it will. But you can see the performance, and Steve Kress has mentioned it before. During the April downturn, it turned out, the actual portfolio turned down more than the market. But he said, hey, it's likely to outperform the market going forward. And it has. It's nearly doubled the market in a month, in 6 months. And you can see it's over triple from the S&P from June 1st, 2022 to September 11, 2025. I just don't have updated numbers. Go and click on the link right here, Alpha Picks, to go and get the updated stuff. But Oliver outlines it perfectly. Have a plan. Because FYI, Trump canceled his meeting with the Democrats yesterday. He canceled. There is a government shutdown coming on October 1st if they can't come to some type of agreement. Now, what's the plan on that? My plan? Buy the effing dip. We've seen it before. The government shuts down. The market panics. People start panic selling. You better not panic sell. I've panic sold in the past. Doesn't feel good. Month later, doesn't feel good. It's a buy the dip market. So if that happens, be ready to buy the dip. Why? Goldman Sachs sees GDP growth accelerating to 2.1%, like we just talked about, because the AI capital spend is pushing this market. So just be aware what kind of market you're in, what stocks you own, and you better be aware of where they are on a chart. Okay, the 4-hour algorithm here on QQQ, you are trending in an upward trend. On a weekly, you are trending in an upward trend, and they do seem stretched. Look at those two indicators, the MACD and the RSI. When they're up this high, it is typically not a great sign. Again, that is just a fact. These are facts. This chart is an opinion. The indicators are facts. They're not opinions. News stories like this, they're opinions. Now, I bought another Alpha Pick yesterday. That's a strong buy. Again, I love this portfolio because it's not just about, hey, I'm going to get a pick on the 1st and the 15th for me. I actually actively trade these. And it was a pick from July that I added to, okay? Unlike yesterday's buy, and I bought a stock yesterday that was down 7% in the Alpha Picks portfolio, which meant I got it at a discount. Okay. This one, since July, it's been up 22% since the Alpha Picks portfolio picked it. So am I getting it at a discount? No, but I'm getting it in a bullish trend because I used TrendSpider to do that buy. I said, oh, I've got an alert. I set an alert and boom, I bought it. Again, it saved me time going back to yesterday. And speaking of Alpha Pick, the pick from September 1st, KGC. And I can bring this up because Steve Kress brought it up on the podcast. Okay, this one's up huge. I was clear. I was live on Substack with a bunch of other subscribers to the newsletter, and they're not paid subscribers. They're free. I didn't do that. I was live. Okay, on September 1st, when they announced this, I said, you know what? It's got too big of a market cap. We can't scalp it. I'm just going to buy a bunch of it. I bought a bunch of it. Now I'm getting the reward. Kudos to anybody who was on that. I'm up close to 10. Let's see. Congrats to those. Yeah, I'm up 15% as of yesterday on that position. The second one I bought live on the 15th. Now I had some complaints about this one. Again, the reason, the 15th in Alpha Picks, again, the 1st and the 15th, you get a new pick. This one I bought live. Congrats to those celebrate because that position since the 15th is up 10% and I bought a bunch of that. Both of those were solid buys, not on any other strategy other than, hey, it's an Alpha Pick. They have very good fundamentals. Both were gold plays, which is strong right now because of the deficit. Let's just buy them and see what happens because they were buys in the 4-hour algorithm when I looked them up. Set up the charts for the 4-hour algorithm when to sell. That's exactly what I did. I'm not looking at these. I'm saying, you know what? The 4-hour algorithm has success. I'm just going to sell them then. And how do you get the 4-hour algorithm? Well, again, it's TrendSpider. You can get it here. We can see KGC. It makes you 146% versus 388% if you buy and hold. The goal is to buy and hold. But what did I see when I quickly looked at this chart? I said, ooh, it was a buy here at 1657. I'm going to buy it right here because I quickly looked down and I saw, ooh, it wins 45% of the time. I could have an average win of 13%. It's an Alpha Pick. I'm just going to add to it. And if I get some type of pullback, I'm going to quickly cut my loser and put that money somewhere else. But again, this portfolio is not meant to trade like this. It is a long-term buy and hold portfolio. So as long as we're in a good economy, as long as things are going silly, we might as well look at that. Now, I want to look at Intel, okay? People ask me, I got some questions about Intel. Why don't you like Intel? Well, why wouldn't you buy Intel? The 4-hour algorithm had you buy here at $20. The 4-hour algorithm over the last 24 months, so 2 years, okay? You can see it on your screen down at the bottom there. See that performance chart? The first number, 58% right there, is the actual 4-hour algorithm performance over 26 positions over 24 months, okay? So you trade 26 times. It's the 4-hour. It makes you 58%. If you just bought and held Intel, you're down 23%. So people say, why don't you like Intel? Well, first off, if you put 10K into Intel 25 years ago, guess what you have today? That's September 2020. Guess what? You have 10,554. It's not a buy and hold. Okay? Could you trade it on the 4-hour algorithm? Absolutely. But here's the thing. Is it a product that's bad? Yes. Is it a company that's bad? Yes. Is it a culture that's bad? Yes. Because they've had multiple leaders over those 25 years that haven't been able to turn this around. So the culture is bad. Good companies with good products, with good profits, with good management. If that stuff is not there, I typically don't even want to trade it. Now, I will trade something like this when I see it turn around. But right now, even on a weekly chart, you're seeing the 200-day just turn negative. The actual stock, when you research it in Seeking Alpha, again, use the tools that you have. It's still a B, but the growth sucks. They're losing 3% revenue growth year over year. With this stock chart, with that, why would I even want to trade that? So again, understand what you hold, because if we go into a downturn, if we are that silly, it could be one of these problems. Okay, and I'm going to go over this. This was from the Nancy Pelosi tracker. They track all the government buys. By the way, in TrendSpider, you get all the government buys and the what's happening now. You can literally put it on your chart, and I'm going to show you how I did that yesterday. Okay, just 1 week ago, they flagged it. And FYI, I put it in the newsletter. Is BBI a new buy? Doesn't fit my risk reward profile, so I didn't take that trade. I'm here just to give you my process, not the actual stock buys, my process. And that's what the newsletter gives you every day, my process. This is something that I looked at, I didn't want to take. Well, it was the first buy by a representative of BBAI, Trump's ex-Secretary of Homeland Security. According to multiple sources, the majority of their revenue comes from government contracts. This was the first time a politician bought BBAI. Okay? What did it do yesterday? Was up 10%. BBAI, we can say 12%. Okay? Pretty good. Not bad. And so I went in and I said yesterday, flashback to September 16th. Today, up 17%. There was a clear gap above, okay, right here. Use the tools that you have. I took a screenshot of the newsletter. Then I went in to Sidekick and I said, can you place any political buys of the stock BBAI on the chart on the screen? So we go in and we look at BBAI. There you go. That is exactly what Sidekick did for me. It just placed it right there. She bought it. It dipped down. FYI, you're buying it close to where she bought it, not at the bottom. I published this right here, and the 4-hour algorithm had you in at $5. Where are you trading today? $8. $8. That's almost a 50% move since I published that. So again, use the tools that you have and go and find these things, because it was clear here you had a gap. And I should have taken this trade, but it doesn't fit my risk reward profile. But for those who are riskier than me, kudos to you guys for taking that trade. So again, it's not like I'm just publishing this stuff because I'm taking the trade. I'm doing this because I inform myself and then I make the decision for myself, risk reward. Now I want to show you Alibaba, because I've been clear on Baba that it put in that 120, and once it got over that, we were off to the races. I thought it was going to pull back on this 140. It did a little bit. You can see it right here. It pulled back for literally 1 day, and then it was off to the races, and we're off to the races again, up 8% in pre-market because their spending boost. They released the most powerful models yet. Again, we're in an AI market. And then they're incorporating NVIDIA's robotic software in the AI platform. NVIDIA should get a pump because, again, China said, ooh, we don't want anybody using NVIDIA. But who's using NVIDIA? Their largest tech company, Alibaba. So it's all a political football, and you're getting words. Words pump the market. And Baba, it's cheap. Baba is super, super cheap. It says expensive, but 20 times for a tech giant. If you could pay 20 times for one that I'm going to bring up, Amazon, you would do it. It's trading at 33. So go and compare the stocks. Again, I'm not a big China fan. I don't invest in China. I have traded this stock before, but I'm not currently in it. Wall Street says it's a strong buy. They say it's worth 167. By the way, it's pumped to 176 in pre-market. So again, Baba, it's pumping. Chinese tech stocks surge on Alibaba AI spend. There are other ones. Baidu, JD, Bilibili, Bazoon, Trip, T.com, and other Chinese companies. You can buy KWeb. Go and do your research if you're into China. But China's tech has outpaced, on a market performance basis, the U.S. tech stocks. Now, one U.S. tech stock that it was the top, it was a 4.97 out of 5 in the Quant Micron. They had earnings yesterday. Boom. They were higher. it's pulled back. Why? Just go and look at a chart. This one has gone parabolic of recently, and that may not look like a huge gain, but let's just put it into perspective here. That is a 40% gain in 19 days from a stock that is super well known. And you can see from a weekly standpoint, we are still pumping. Now, where do I expect it to pull back to? I would probably say that 120 would be a good point, maybe 140. But again, they had great earnings. It's still a strong buy in the quant. And you can see, is it overpriced? No. It's trading at 10 times forward earnings. Its PEG is 0.12, which is fantastic. Its growth, 58%. Its profitability, 37% margins. That's been the issue with this stock. But again, everything else is pushing it up. Its momentum, fantastic. In 9 months, you're up 85%. It's down today just because it's taking a break. Now, Wall Street, it will start pumping their price target up. Right now, it's 173. That's 5%. Is it worth risk reward? Well, I would say the 4-hour algorithm outpaces the buy and hold. You can see it right on the bottom screen, right there. Performance chart 177 versus 132. It backtests really well. So if I wanted to buy Micron, and I'll be perfectly clear with you, I don't want to buy Micron. But if I wanted to, my thought process would probably be, okay, the average win is 18%. I'm up like 40%. I'm going to wait. I may have to buy it higher, but I'm going to wait until the 4-hour algorithm gives me some type of indication that I should buy it because the MACD is high, the RSI is high. When you go to a weekly, again, the last time the MACD was up here was June when it traded up to 157. It's at 166 right now. It traded all the way down to $61 in April. Again, the MACD was high. These were circumstances that were beyond their control. But again, I don't like the stock. I don't necessarily want it. There's no other reason other than I am heavily invested in other stocks. Do your research. Now, I'll give you a stock right here. This stock, PARR, it's an energy stock. It's refining. It's up 127% year to date. Okay? Up 5% yesterday. It's up 1% today. It's a refiner. Now, I'm not in the refining world. I'm not an energy expert whatsoever. The only energy stock I own is MPLX. Has this outpaced PARR? Hell no. Year to date, this is up 4%, but it's for a different reason. The yield is 7.63%. And when I go and chart this against PARR, I want to include total performance because that includes the dividend, but it will not come up to PARR. We're going to select metrics and go to performance, and we're going to go total return. Okay. Update chart. Now, when I look at that MPLX over 1 year, nice, even 21%, which is great, outpaces the market. 3 years, PARR up 151%. Well, MPLX is damn close at 120%. 5 years, it's about the same. Is PAR a new one that I want to buy into? Not really. It's just, again, is it expensive? A little bit. Not hard, not horrible. Its growth, fantastic. Wall Street, they think it's worth $35. So I'm going to defer to the experts. I'm not an energy guy. I'll stay in my lane. I'll stay with MPLX that has worked for me. Am I going to chase this one? No. It's a different sector of the market. This is, again, oil and refinery. MPLX is pipelines. Now, a stock that is, if you go over here, okay? If you're part of my TrendSpider affiliate program and you've signed up through me, you have all these watch lists. And one of them is an energy stock list of stock energy names that you can trade. Again, just energy names that you can trade. One of them has almost doubled overnight. Okay, it's right there. LAC, Lithium Americas. Is this a stock that you hold in your portfolio? Is this a stock that you have on a watch list? Because it's been a pumper in the past. You can see that huge run during the 2020-2021 run. This was lithium. This was, hey, the EVs are going to run. This was when Tesla was running. This was one of those that you traded. Did I want to trade it? No. Did I hold this? No. But when you look at the 4-hour algorithm, it had you in here at $3.13. And then overnight, the Trump administration says, ooh, we want to own a portion of you like we want to own Intel. And what does it do? It pumps up. And Lithium Americas, if you go to a 5-minute chart and you say, okay, let's look at the after hours. Well, it pumped up here all the way to 592. Where's it trading right now? About 510. You haven't had the time to trade it. So again, it's not a stock that I'm going to chase. It's one that could pump. But Lithium America, I don't like it. Again, the quant has it as a hold. The valuation is great, but the profitability sucks. They're not making money. The momentum sucks, which is if you buy a stock like this, now it's up 19% in 3 months. That's including, I think, just this pre-market. It might not be, but again, 6 months, 9 months. We're in a bull market. This one hasn't participated. It's on news. So do I want to know if I were buying this one, it would be a trade. Now I want to go over the bonus of the best Mag 7 play. Okay, I have a portfolio right here of Mag 7. Okay, I include Netflix and Broadcom. So it's the Mag 9. But if you look at the year-to-date performance, Amazon's at the bottom of this list, only up 0.6%. Okay, we saw Apple at the bottom of this list at one point this year. Now you're up 1.6%. That was down close to 10%. Nice 10% move in Apple. We saw Tesla earlier this year at the bottom of this list, and we saw it come back. These are the stocks that are pushing this market. I believe that big gets bigger. So when you're down at the bottom of this list, let's talk about a strategy. Let's talk about how to look at this stock. Because Amazon right now, it's a hold in the quant. And if you go and look at the quant, this was coming off a strong buy, and it was a strong buy at 200. Well, what changed? Well, go and look at the factor grades. What changed was the momentum. Okay, when we get down here, the valuation went from a D to an F, and it went to a hold. It went back to D. But then you see some of these things change, like the momentum, because Amazon just hasn't taken off. But when you go and look at Wall Street analysts, there are 66 of them. They say it's worth 265. That's a 20% upside. Okay? When you go and look at your slider, the high was 242. So you're 10% off your 52-week high. So let's go and look at the 4-hour algorithm. Because again, we're using the tools to try and find this. Well, the 4-hour algorithm has you out right now as it's come down. It's up 1.33%, right along that 200-day. Now, we've seen the last time it even touched that 200-day, it had a huge downturn. This was April. Again, an anomaly of the stock market. But if we get a government shutdown, if we get some type of, craziness from Trump again, this is what could happen. So what would my strategy be? Over the last 2 years, you can see it right there, performance. The 4-hour algorithm has made you 42% in Amazon. Okay, buying and holding has made you 52%. It's not great. It wins 50% of the time. Okay? So if you want to buy and hold it, find an entry in a strategy that works. Because you'll win. It's a coin flip. Again, if you want to trade this one, I think there are better trades out there. But if this is one that you want to buy, find a strategy that works and find an entry. For me, it's the 4-hour algorithm. And if you look at this, that 188 that I have right there on a yellow line, where did I get that? Well, it's from 2021 where it was trading at highs and then it pulled back. So if you just bought at that 2021, it literally took you 3 years to come back to even if you just bought and held. So right now, where would the support be? I'd say the next support is at the 50-day, which is that blue line right in the middle of the Bollinger Bands at 210. And I think that's a good price for Amazon. Why? They're they will have dark warehouses within the next 3 years. There won't be employees. You're going to have automatic delivery from automatic Zeus cars that will deliver your package in the last mile. This is a company that is driving AWS, and FYI, let's just look at it. Because Amazon just got a Wells Fargo upgrade with Project Rainier, expected to lead AWS revolution. So again, I think that's the best Mag 7 play right now, short term. But long term, you've got to decide what are your companies that are good stocks, with good profits, with good products, with good management and good profits. Again, it's not that hard. We're in a silly market, but I will warn you, it does feel silly. Doesn't mean that we're going to come down. I just went over how bull markets continue to perform. And I will provide stocks that are bullish in the 4-hour algorithm at the end of the newsletter. Again, the newsletter, simple thing. It's free. You can pay for it if you want. There are some paid sections like the September watch list, which has done great. The August watch list, that has done great. But you can get all this for free. So understand what you have. And if you need tools, again, Linktree is where you get it. There are 2 places that I suggest people go. The first is TrendSpider. Again, try it for less than what you're going to pay for lunch for the next 2 weeks. My 4-hour algorithm is my system. You don't need it. If this is a tool that helps you, I'm happy. Okay, so get it for 2 weeks. If you use it, great. If you don't, find another tool that works for you. And then the second thing that I suggest that you go and get is this bundle. You saw me use the quant system. You saw me go and look at all of the easy way to look at stocks. That's Seeking Alpha Premium. This comes with Alpha Picks. I went over Alpha Picks. Okay, you save $159. It is the best value out there. Between the two, you're spending, about $1,200 a year? Somewhere in that neighborhood on a budget? About $2,000 a year if you're baller? Again, that money most likely comes back to you. And if Alpha Picks is just too expensive and you don't want the Alpha Picks portfolio, then just get Seeking Alpha Premium. Seeking Alpha Premium, I save you $30, but the key is you get a free 7-day trial. So over this weekend, I'm on vacation, by the way, tomorrow and Friday. So during that time, go and get a 2-week trial of TrendSpider and a free 7-day trial of Seeking Alpha Premium. Again, see if you use the tools. If you don't like them, go and don't use them. But make sure, my goal is not to get you to use my tools. I've just found that these are the most effective tools for the way I do the market. And it takes me less than an hour a morning. If I wasn't doing this podcast, it would literally take me less than an hour a morning to just look at this stuff, understand my stocks, know where I'm at, and have notes to make changes if changes are needed. So if you have any questions, you can hit me up, even on Linktree. My email address is up there, or you can just reply to the email that you get from the newsletter every day, whichever one you want, or you can chat with me up here. There was a chat yesterday about buying Alpha Picks in a 401k. I don't think you can do it. I don't do it. I do buy in my retirement account and brokerage account. I have it in a retirement account for my parents, but I've got it personally with my brokerage account. So I've done it in both. But I don't think a 401k is going to let you buy individual stocks. That's up to you. I'm just trying to tell you what I do. Is it appropriate for a retirement? If I want to make 240%, yeah, I think it's appropriate. Versus the S&P at 74. It's why I used to ask, by the way, go and Google this, interim distribution. I used to bitch and complain to my employer. I am doing better in the market than a fucking S&P tracking fund. Let me have my money. They wouldn't let me have my money. It was stuck in a 401k where I had to have it in an S&P tracking fund for my safety. So again, make sure you know what the rules are when you're trading, because my rules are not your rules. I'm setting up a 401k for this podcast. That is my 401k. The podcast is paying me as a W-2 employee. Yes, it is now a freaking company. So if you have any questions, hit me up. I will talk to you and have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.